When I was a kid, I remember I was very stressed, and I was constantly mad at people and at things for no reason. Literally, there was no reason. I remember once I shouted at my teacher because I was supposed to make a work, and I didn't do it. But I was lying and saying that I had done it, and we couldn't find it because, of course, it was never made. And she was trying to help me, and I remember shouting at her and crying because I could not find it. This was a couple years ago when I started Acton. And then I noticed that the reason why I was so stressed was because I had not worked, and I felt the work go on my shoulders. And then I noticed that if you don't work, you get stressed, and if you get stressed, you procrastinate more. I want to share with you a very interesting fact. So over 20% of worldwide population is heavily affected by procrastination. Even more people procrastinate. In the past 5 years, 30% more people procrastinate than 5 years ago. And around 40% of people that have financial loss is because they procrastinate. It's a big number, and it led me thinking, it could be me losing money because I'm stressed or because I'm procrastinating. And so this is what I started doing. The first thing you need to start doing is being mindful. Mindfulness, you need to be mindful of your time and what you're doing. So the thing is, you need to relieve you need to not be stressed to be mindful. You might be asking yourself, if it's a tool for stress, why do you need to relieve stress to do it? So I'm going to share with you how to do it. So first of all, know what you like to do and how much time you're putting into whatever you're doing. So for example, if you want to read, and you want to read for 1 hour, it's 12 p.m. at 12 a.m. And when you start reading, you're supposed to end at 1, because you have to do 1 hour. You finish, and it's only 12:30. You keep reading. And then, when you notice, it's 1:30. So there you know how an hour felt, how half an hour felt, how an hour and a half felt. Slowly, you will be able to know how time feels for you. And believe me, I've started doing this, and I've really been more effective with my time. Meditating is also something I started doing very recently, something my dad taught me to do, and it has really helped me with my life. The thing is, people have ideas of what it is. One of them is that it really takes a lot of time. That's not true. You do 5 or 10 minutes every day. It can help you remain calm for the rest of the day. Another idea that people have is that you have to put your mind in blank. In other words, stopping to think. That's not true. It's also not sitting in lotus position, which is basically legs crossed, arms up, and humming. You can sit on your bed, you can sit on the toilet, you can sit on your chair, wherever you want, and put your back straight. Why do you have to put your back straight? So all the air goes into your lungs, and it's very easy to stay calm. One of the ways that I learned to think about it is ignoring thoughts and just anchoring yourself to something. That something is, for example, your breathing. Your breathing is something that you do unconsciously, and you won't stop doing it unless you force yourself to. So you anchor yourself to your nose, your chest, or your stomach, and whenever you start drifting away and you notice, you go back to that thing. Another way of thinking about it is sitting on a road in front of the traffic and letting the cars pass by. If the road is black and the cars are black, then you're probably going to stay focused on the road. But if a pink car comes by, you're probably going to get distracted. Some of you may be thinking, I wouldn't get distracted, I'm staring at the road. But you would be distracted because humans are most likely to be distracted by things that are different from the rest. Of course, a pink car stands out. So the last thing I started doing is knowing my goals. Before in school, we have a goal sheet, and we always write our goals down every Monday. But I noticed that I had to go to the wall to check my goals. So what I started doing is writing my goals on a Google Drive and always keeping it open so I could easily check what my goals were. And slowly, I started noticing that I was being more effective at managing my time. I want to ask all of you, have you ever procrastinated? A life without stress would mean so much. The world would be so different, and I think that so many more ideas would start to come up because people would not be thinking of what they have to do, but what they want to do, and start doing it. So I think that if we start relieving our stress and managing your time in 10 years, it would be very good, and the world would be so different. That's why I want to ask you, how are you going to start to manage your time today? Thank you.